Okay, thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate, for attending this press conference at a very short notice in these difficult times of COVID-19, where all of us are supposed to stay at home, keep safe, but we know that you are one of the services that the country requires even at this particular time. And you have done a good job so far in terms of coverage, and we want to commend you and encourage you to continue. Now, gathered before you, members of the press and Kenyans, is women members of parliament from Jubilee and other parties. We relate ourselves and we have been styled ourselves as Inua Mama, Jenga Taifa. You remember that we have that movement among ourselves. We are here today as women members of parliament across political spectrum in this great country to stand and express our solidarity to the Kenyan people during this extraordinary COVID-19 health and economic shock fallout. We thank each of you for once again showing your compassion, concerns to fellow Kenyans. Further, we express our unreserved gratitude to the unrelenting frontline health workers in this country. We are aware that they have been working under very hard and difficult conditions without sufficient health working equipment. You deserve more and must be provided with what you require to be able to deliver health services to Kenyans. We are not yet out of the wood. COVID-19 is more than momentous health crisis. It is a serious development issue already affecting the entire socio-economic spectrum of the country. The pandemic will create devastating social, economic and political crisis that will leave deep scars that is poorly handled, if poorly handled, may result into serious governance and security crisis. Already we are seeing security issues arising from the COVID-19, including brutalization of our people by the Kenyan police and sporadic theft and robbery cases around the country. We observe that the devastating COVID crisis has been exacerbated by ravaging destructive floods, alarming locust invasion that threatens food security. We need as a government to coordinate our efforts properly. Well-planned efforts should be sustained throughout the response process. It is 2 months since the COVID-19 case, the first case was reported. We empathize with those Kenyans who have so far lost their loved ones. We are happy, however, to note that the number of cases have not been as high as initially projected by the Ministry of Health. This is either because the preventive and management measures have been very effective and or the risk was overstated without factual data and science evidence. Crucially, quick suppression of infections requires testing more people to identify who is infected. Kenya has done dismally on testing compared to other countries. The government has been issuing very contradictory positions on mass testing. Testing, treatment, quarantine and isolation must be fully funded by the government as required under Public Health Act Section 27. It is significant to conduct public education and important to conduct it during this period so that Kenyans can be aware of the risks and the impact involved. Testing must be the basis of government decision to relax the public health regulations on COVID-19 prevention measures. There has been full openness and transparency in the COVID-19 crisis response process. Now, we also have other issues emerging during this particular sad moment of the COVID-19. As party members and women leaders of Jubilee and other parties, we want to now express our solidarity with Senator Susan Kihika and Senator Kipchumba Murkomen. and all nominated Jubilee senators who have been served with letters to show cause by the Party Secretary General. We reject and condemn the manner in which our Party Secretary General has selectively issued letters to Jubilee women nominated senators who allegedly did not attend a parliamentary group meeting called at State House. We want to ask him to look again at the list, and he will find that there are 22 senators who have not attended or did not attend the said meeting. Where are their letters to show cause? In any event, is that action necessary? We also want to denounce and condemn the illegal process perpetrated by the said Secretary General all the way to the Senate without due regard to the Political Parties Act and the requirements of the Constitution for fair hearing and administrative process. Even assuming that the process was right, why would our party, Jubilee, or any other party purport to remove a woman chief whip from the Senate or Parliament leadership and replace her with a male chief whip? What does this say about the treatment of women by our party and our government? Finally, we are calling upon our party to immediately stop the threats to female members of Parliament who have worked so hard in any event this particular time and during the vote seeking for Jubilee Party and other parties. You know, members of the press, we are here to encourage and stand in solidarity with those members who have been served with the notice to show cause. Even the removal of Susan has found itself in court. We will not, because we know the purpose of these letters is to intimidate the senators, possibly from their political affiliations or their political positions. We want to ask our party to remember that internal processes guided by party democracy must be the guiding factor, not witch hunting, threats, and intimidations that they will remove certain people from either their positions in Parliament or even complete de-whipping from committee work. This will not stop us from our stated positions. And really that is the end of our statement. We had expected that the government, led by Uhuru Kenyatta and the party leader, that they are busy working on COVID-19. If you listen to Kenyans out there, some have been evicted, thrown out, like the Kariombagi case. Mothers and children are suffering. No food in the cold during the rains. Various places in the country, including my own county and constituency, floods have swept away children, people, vulnerable Kenyans, and left them without homes and without food. What urgency was there for a hurried PG and coalition formation, alleged coalition formation, during a period when we are supposed to be putting our best foot forward as a team, as a government, as Kenyans and other political parties, so that Kenyans for once can have a break of political shenanigans? Our government surely has failed Kenyans in a big way. We want to really empathize with Kenyans. Different leaders here have activities in their own constituencies. Today, we obviously aware of the numbers, the public health protocols were able to bring only these particular numbers, because even accessing Parliament, there are protocols and procedures, so you cannot bring the whole team of Inua Mama to this press statement conference. We are here, all of us. By this statement, we stand with the people being harassed. And thank you very much for attending.
Tuko hapa sisi kama viongozi wa kina mama Inua Mama, na tumekuwa tukiongea na tunajua sauti ya Inua Mama ni sauti inayomlinda na kumtetea mwanamke ndani ya taifa letu la Kenya. Sisi wakati huu kama Wakenya tuko katika janga ambalo kila mtu analiona ni janga ambalo linatatiza kila mmoja, na serikali ilitoa mwongozo na watu wanafuata mwongozo kuhakikisha kwamba janga hili la corona limemalizika katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Tumeona kina mama wakihangaika sana. Hata juzi katika kisa cha Priscilla Kitao ndani ya Kisauni, mama ambaye amehangaika katika msimu huu wa COVID-19 kupika hadi mawe, na juzi alipoteza mtoto wake kwa sababu ya machungu na makali ya njaa. Hayo ni mateso ambayo kina mama wamepitia katika msimu huu, na serikali bado imepeana kishogo masuala haya, na sasa yamezuka mengine ambayo ni masuala ya kisiasa. Na mimi na hawa wenzangu wote mnaowaona hapa, maswali ambayo tunajiuliza ni kwamba zile efforts zote ambazo kina mama wamepigana nazo kuhakikisha haki ya mwanamke katika taifa letu la Kenya katika nyadhifa tofauti tofauti, tukiwa bungeni ama nje ya bunge, zimelindwa. Leo tumeona ya kwamba katika Senate Mheshimiwa Susan Kihika alitolewa katika ule wadhifa na ukawekwa mwanaume kushikilia. Sisi kama kina mama tunajiuliza efforts zetu katika vyama ziko wapi, ama kazi yetu katika vyama inaonekanaje? Kwa hivyo swala hilo mimi nataka kusema ya kwamba tunalikemea, kwa sababu alipotoka Susan kina mama ama viongozi kina mama ndani ya Senate wako wengi sana, lakini hilo lilipewa kishogo akawekwa mwanamume. Leo tumeamka ya kwamba kuna wenzetu 5 kutoka Senate ambao ni nominated wamepewa tena barua. Swali tunalojiuliza ni kwamba kuna wengi ambao hawakuhudhuria huo mkutano, lakini wanaotishiwa na wanaosumbuka, na hao kina mama wanasumbuka, waliopewa barua ni kina mama. Sasa sisi tunajiuliza ni kitu gani mwanamke katika taifa hili amekosea wapi, na zile efforts zote ambazo wanawake wanazifanya kila siku zinazidi kudidimizwa na ubepari na uongozi ambao hautaki kujali maslahi ya kina mama, ambao hautaki kuangalia kina mama wako wapi na walitoka wapi na wanaenda wapi. Jambo ambalo mimi najiuliza, kwanza, katika hii dunia mtu anaweza fanya kosa la kwanza, la pili na la tatu. Tunaona sisi kama watu wabunge ama viongozi kutoka vyama vingine ya kwamba Jubilee haijawahi itana hata siku moja. Siongei kama mwana Jubilee, lakini tunaona haijawahi itana mkutano hata siku moja. Ikiwa mkutano umeitwa siku moja na mtu hakupata nafasi ya kuhudhuria, hiyo haijawa ni kosa kubwa ambalo ni lazima mtu yule ambiwe wewe tutakutoa kwa chama, wewe mwanamke wewe toka kwa chama kwa sababu ya kosa moja. Kwa hivyo mimi naona hapa kuna maonevu, na sisi tuko hapa kuzipaza sauti yetu kwa niaba ya wale kina mama wote ambao wako ndani ya Jubilee, wako katika vyama vingine. Mimi kama alivyosema Mheshimiwa Alice, hujuma kama hizo mimi zilinipata. I am a living testimony. Na mimi nilisimama na hawa wengine wote walisimama kidete kuhakikisha kwamba haki za Aisha Jumwa zimepatikana na zimelindwa. Kwa hivyo sisi kwa sauti moja tunakemea swala hilo, na tunasema wale wamama waache kuhangaishwa. Wale wamama wapewe nafasi yao kufanya kazi ndani ya Senate na nje ya Senate. Kwa hivyo sisi tunakemea kitendo hicho, na tunasema kina mama wapewe nafasi kama viongozi wengine katika taifa letu la Kenya. Juhudi zetu zinaonekana na tunapigania haki ndani ya bunge na hata nje ya bunge. Kwa hivyo mimi yangu ni hayo, tumezipata sauti zetu, na wale wamama wote ambao mnawajua ni Wainua Mama na wamama wengine wote katika taifa hili.
Ningependa kuchukua hii nafasi pia, mimi nikiwa kiongozi mama ambaye anawakilisha Nakuru, kuchukua hii nafasi tuseme neno la amani katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Ninajua kina mama wengi sana wameumia sana kwa mambo ya COVID-19, wameumia sana kwa mambo ya floods, wameumia sana kwa mashida ambayo wanapitia kama kina mama, hasa kwa mambo ya njaa. Nachukua hii nafasi na kina mama wenzangu viongozi kusema tuombe, tuangalie Mwenyezi Mungu, sababu hata uongozi ya Jubilee ni maombi ilitupatia, na tuangalie mafamili zetu na tukae sisi wote kule nyumbani kwa amani. Ijapokuwa tunapitia mashida sahihi, mashida ya uongozi ya siasa, tukae sisi wote kwa amani. Na tunasema wale wamama ambayo wamedhulumiwa ni dhuluma tu, sababu ni kina mama. Ni wengi hawakuhudhuria mkutano State House, lakini wamama peke yao ndio wamelengwa. nafasi ya Susan Kihika katika Senate ingenda na ingepatiwa mwanamke wenzetu, sababu tuko na wanawake ambao wanaweza tekeleza kazi katika bunge. Asanteni.
Just to urge to wrap up and by telling the president that we are on a difficult time where the country is down and seriously working on the issues of the COVID-19. Today, the nurses and the doctors urge the government that if they are not going to provide the amenities that they are supposed to be using in curbing the COVID-19, they are going to down their tools. And I want to urge the president that this country, as we speak right now, a number of Kenyans are indoors. The country is down in terms of businesses and what have you. The schools are closed, the churches are closed. And it is shocking when people are fighting for the COVID-19 in the entire world. Us as Kenyans, we are fighting the women. It is shocking when the entire world is trying to protect their nurses and their doctors. We've had a number of cases. Right now, as we speak, we have a number of nurses and doctors who have been quarantined because of lack of the amenities that they are supposed to use. And the government is just quiet. As we speak right now, a number of Kenyans have been taken away, are affected by floods. And nothing has happened in the government. We've had a lot of issues. The donors have come in support of the government. But as we speak, we've seen through videos and what have you, a number of people crying. Others are being charged the amount that have stayed in quarantine. Others are being cooking stones because of lack of food. Here is the government. I want to urge the president that is enough. It is time to up the game. Leave politics aside. We have time for that. But right now, as we are speaking, our children are home. They cannot study online because most of them were promised the laptops. That was one of the Jubilee agenda. And as we speak right now, it has never been actualized. Us, as the members of parliament, our children can be lucky because they can access those online services. But the Kenyans, the poor Kenyans that we have in this country, are suffering. And they are looking up to us as the leadership of this country. And the country right now is looking at, the people right now are looking at the leadership to provide what they need to make them their lives move. Otherwise, I don't want to say much. Let me just end by saying this, that we stand with the women. We can never be intimidated. The MCAs were intimidated last time, even from Bomet County. And I want to say, I must thank the courts because they are always there to interpret the law and to make sure the law is followed to the letter. Otherwise, I want to stand with them and I want to say thank you very much. Let me ask the president, can you take charge and take this country to the right place? Thank you.